a complete game if they have any chance of beating Dino Riders as we get ourselves into game one of our third quarterfinal of the day, Dino Riders versus One Trick.
Yeah, and like you said, One Trick there. Oh, look at this. Dino Riders can go for the invade here. Yikes is going to be able to drag this over. And look at this, the new meta there, cutting the wave and then going straight to red. We saw that in EU. For the Dream pulled that off. What a nice reset by Yikes there. He basically wasted their time on the red, and now as a result, they don't get the red buff. Dino Riders gets the red buff, and now they can collapse here and try to steal this red. If Yikes can steal this red from them, that's going to set One Trick really, really behind. So let's see what he does.
Yikes is going to try to wait just long enough. He's going to try to see just if he can get any sort of vision. He's going to try to get some sort of attack on there. But it doesn't matter because he's going to find three, make that 4 members. I'm not sure what Yikes was doing. You didn't have any of the team to support, and so First Blood is going to go into always green.
He also was level 1. He shouldn't have showed himself. He should have just got out of there. Level 1, and when the enemy team got level 2, because they cut the wave, and then they got the red golem, as a result, they were able to all get level 2. And when that happens, you're level 1, you need to get the heck out and not try to contest when you're level 1.
And so now you find yourselves down a kill, only 800 gold. One Trick finds themselves up, however, because of that one kill. Shozen is going to get himself in a little bit of a rough spot. Valor and Always Green are going to roam towards that top side. Now, Always Green has been much more of one of the aggressive supports that we've seen over in North America. Meanwhile, Dual Spiral, just as I say, that's actually going to end up going down. Hoon going to be able to pick up that kill, but this is where things are very feast or famine for One Trick, because you have Always Green, a support that likes to gank these side lanes quite often, as opposed to providing support towards the middle of the map, and that works in great instances if you can pick up the kills, but it leaves your mid laners open for ganks, which is exactly what we saw. Hoon picking up that kill. Bruticus trying to do everything he can to contest. Abyssal Dragon, however, is going to go into favor of CLZ. Bruticus is going to fall in the meanwhile, so 1 kill, 1 Abyssal Dragon, Dino Riders.
Yeah, I knew CLZ is playing so well. He carried Glory Awaits Us in his last team. Now he's on Dino Riders. Look at his Violet. He actually plays side lane. Now he's playing jungle. His Violet, he's landed every single fire in a hole. That grenade lob that launches, it slows down the opponent for a nice 90 seconds for 1 second. He used that to get the kill on Dual Spirals in the mid lane. Then allowed them to rotate to Dragon. He secures the Dragon with an awesome punch, but look at him doing so much work. CLZ is the main carry on this team, so One Trick's going to have to watch out for him.
When you have the support of the rest of your team, it doesn't matter how weak of an early game you think you might have, because everyone is here to party. Hoon's going to find himself in a rough spot. He's going to get knocked up by Always Green, but Yikes is there to kind of help him out. They will force the disengage, however. One Trick is not able to pick themselves up some kills, yet finding themselves only 100 gold behind.
Yeah, this is not looking bad for either side here. It's going to come down to who's going to be able to force these objectives down. And speaking of objectives, they're able to get 1 tower. However, Dino Riders is in the lead objective-wise. But they do have Violet. They do have Alice. We know Violet and Alice are going to be so strong and so tough to deal with in the late game because of how their kit scales into late game.
So now we find ourselves in a little bit of a lull. You've got the line of scrimmage being drawn in the river, something that we've seen all too many times. Shozen and Valor doing the best they can to kind of combat themselves. It does look like the Seagull will go into the hands of Dino Riders, but not only that, they're going to pick themselves up a kill. Medic secures that for the Dino Riders, and now with 3 members in the top lane, no one is available to defend that top tower.
What a nice rotation. Again, Alice, Medic, doing such a good job with CLZ. They rotate up, get the kill, and that's going to be a tower for them here. Sojin's going to go 1v2 against Always Green and Dual Spirals, but it looks like they have to retreat now because Hoon is going to be coming up, rotating to make sure they get this top tower.
It was just enough of a delay to allow CLZ to get some extra damage onto the tower. So they're going to have to wait, however, till the next wave. But a great rebuttal coming out of One Trick. Both members, Bruticus and Zeph, that were on the bottom side of the map, were able to secure themselves that Abyssal Dragon.
Yeah, that was huge to stay even. Both teams are playing so well right now. They're trading objectives, they're rotating, they're getting ganks on each other. They're playing precise. And now it's going to come down to who is going to make the bigger mistake. That's the key. Who's going to miss their skill shot, right? Who is going to make those mistakes? They be out of position and get caught out. That's going to result in giving the lead over to the other side. So both teams have to play a little cautious, but they also have to be decisive and aggressive. When they see someone out of position, they need to capitalize on it.
So now we find ourselves in a place where Dino Riders need to make themselves a decision. They have all the aggression in the world. We know that that's in the pockets of Dino Riders, but finding themselves a little bit more calculated efforts as they need to secure themselves some objectives, as One Trick does have the ability to combat themselves in the late game. The scaling that they have at their disposal is great. However, CLZ and the rest of Dino Riders are able to handily secure themselves a tower in the top lane. Chosen, in the meanwhile, is going to have to be forced to jump. Dodge. Is he going to dodge enough? Barely alive. Just as I say that, however, he will end up going down. Meanwhile, you're going to have the rest of the rotation coming out of the Dino Riders. While Zelf is able to pick up the kill onto Chosen, you can see Zelf actually coming himself really low. Hoon's going to have to get a nice little snipe there. Lubu goes down. That's Bruticus. Always Green is surviving by the skin of his teeth. Is it going to be in more? On there it is. The ultimate one snipe.
Hoon.
No, two snipe. Hoon walks away with the double.
That's exactly how you want to play too. And when you kill somebody with his Thunderbird ultimate, it actually resets his ultimate, and he's going to ult again, getting 3 kills. When you ult someone and you kill them, that Thunderbird ultimate from Tulin does 30% missing health damage, and it resets the cooldown by 80%. And he just used the ultimate 3 times to secure 3 kills. What a play from this guy. What a monster.
Hoon says #worth 3 kills for my death. I'll take it because my team is going to follow up suit. In the meanwhile, tier 1 tower in the middle goes down in favor of the Dino Riders, and now with all 5 members left alive, Hoon is going to hightail it from base because what is next? Abyssal Dragon.
Yeah, you think about it, Dino Riders actually updated their roster. Hoon is new, CLZ is new, Medic is new, so they have exchanged 3 people on their roster, and now this roster looks like they're playing pretty well together. I mean, CLZ and Hoon are just on the same page. They both play extremely aggressive. They're both mechanically so talented. So it's great to see Dino Riders continuing to evolve and get better and better with this roster they have put together. Right now, what One Trick needs to do is they have to try to get on to CLZ or Hoon. That is their job. With Valor being on Omen, he can use a Death Embrace, lock down one of those carries, get Zephyrs in there to use his Death from Above ultimate to stun the team and get some kills.
And so now Hoon is going to pick himself up yet another kill. Bruticus is falling, Chosen on the back line, and there's nothing that One Trick can do. The snowball from Dino Riders, despite only having a 400 gold lead, it is the power in the pockets of the carries that are putting themselves ahead in a lead away from One Trick. They're going to be waiting for this minion wave to cross down into the mid lane so they can try to get themselves some more damage onto this tier 2 tower. One Trick only 800 gold behind, but they need to stabilize because the objective control is severely in the hands of the Dino Riders.
Yeah, and they gotta fight together. This is a big opportunity we saw from last week. All 4 people would basically use all of their abilities and ultimates at the same time, and they have to get some synergy here. They gotta fight together. Bruticus went in as Lubu's solo, and then he was just completely focused by the entire enemy team. That's not something you want to do. Lubu is very tanky. However, he's not that tanky if he can be hit and bursted down by 5 members of the enemy team. They have to go together. If Lubu goes in, if Bruticus dives, the entire team needs to go in. They have Zephyrs, they have Preda, they have Omen, they have a lot of CC. Zephyrs has Death from Above. It's an AoE stun knock-up, right? Omen has Death's Embrace. It can CC down and lock that person into a gauntlet for 5 seconds. You have Lumber ultimate. You have Preda Poison Gas Bomb. When Preda uses the ultimate, it's a stun, and you have Lubu who has a knock-up. They have to combo this really well for them to be able to win some of these fights.
And so now you're going to see a very split rotation coming out of the Dino Riders, and I'm not too sure what they were thinking on this because Abyssal Dragon goes handily into the favor of One Trick. I liked the idea of Chosen to use that ultimate to get himself to the bottom side of the map, but unfortunately he took way too many tower shots, was at 50% HP, and had to back up and away from this One Trick squad. And so just like that, you see some indecisiveness coming out of Dino Riders.
Yeah, exactly, and they really take advantage of that. One Trick is doing a good job staying in the gold game. They're not that behind in gold, which is surprising given that they've lost 2 towers versus 1 and even on Abyssal Dragon. But look at this engage here. Dino comes in, the Astral drop, Zephyrs is right in the back there, and look at the damage coming out.
Zelf is going to try to get himself onto the back line. Fire in the meanway, and is going to be able to pick up that kill onto CLZ. Hoon's going to try to do everything he can to kind of kite back. Lubu in the meanwhile is going to try to get all of the damage on the backside. Bruticus take down Hoon, and so indecisiveness of Dino Riders has resulted in 2 members' deaths. Chosen, though, is able to pick up that kill on the dual spirals. He's now dueling in the backside with Valor. They're going to be forced to disengage. Bruticus, meanwhile, is caught in between Medic, Chosen, and the rest of the Dino Riders' base. He's going to try to get all of the damage on the backside of the map. Always Green and Valor are joining the fray. The fight has not ended.
Stun.
They do not care. Medic is trying to provide as much support as he can. The best form of the ambulance, and Chosen picks up 1. He picks up 2. The ult ultimate's going to come out from Always Green, but it doesn't matter because the Dino Riders turn it around on the back of the Alice.
That was such a crazy fight. Alice, medic. This guy is playing so well, landing multiple party stuns, and that was what helped him win. Sojin comes behind. It was a 5v4 in the get-go. Zephy Zelf was able to get onto CLZ, kill the Violet, and that put the fight in the advantage, but now Sojin dies to the Darkslayer. That's very unfortunate. They can't let Zephy do this.
CLZ's able to pick up that kill. Last little hit of Zephy. Zelf is going to realize that he needs to get the heck out of there, but the snipe coming in from Hoon. It is unbelievable the grouping shots that Hoon is able to secure with these ultimates.
Yeah, that was such a crazy fight there, but Medic really carried in that late game. But Sojin coming in to clean up the fight and winning 2v3, that was just insane plays. That was such a joy to watch, and we can see why Medic was added to this roster because his skill shotting has just been on point lately.
And so now, 11 minutes in the game, only a 2,500 gold lead into the favor of Dino Riders, but every fight is seeming to go their way. However, to the advantage of One Trick, unfortunately, Dino Riders, while they get themselves some kills and they find themselves in great spots, they're going to need to find themselves some objectives because they have only still got 2 towers at 11.5 minutes.
Yeah, and Violet doesn't even have a third tier 3 item yet. Once she gets that third tier 2 item, she's going to do so much damage. They're pretty even in terms of level for the most part, but Violet's already level 14, and she has the most or second most gold after the Hoon there at 6.6k. She's going to finish that third tier 3 damage item soon, and that's going to be a lot.
Valor being forced to flick away because he knows he's not going to be able to handle the dive potential coming out of Dino Riders. You've got the minion waves crashing down on the tier 2 in the mid lane. Now we're going to have a little bit of a warding off. Yikes is going to say, get the heck away from my team. We're going to take your tower. It's going to all belong to us. Shozin in the meanwhile is going to try to get healed up, but it's not going to matter because the tower and Bruticus are going to be able to pick up that final kill. Yikes is going to be able to try to get him onto the backside of the map. Going to be forced to disengage, but Dino Riders still secure a tower.
What a nice pull there. Omen did such a good job. He's able to pull Shojin right back into the fight. He's trying to get out his max there, secure that kill on their tower, and force the aggression to then back off. But look at Violet. She just finished her Omni Arms. She has Clav Sancti. That crit percent, that crit chance has now improved dramatically. Now you got to look for that burst, that 2,000 plus crit hits that you're going to see come off of Violet. It's going to be very dangerous and very hard to do it. So they have to focus on Violet in a lot of these fights now.
And you have to consider what are the worrying trends that One Trick has that isn't putting them in an advantageous position. Dual Spirals is the question mark for me. 0, 2, and 6 is only sitting at 5,500 gold. That's only 800 gold in front of his support player, Suijay. It's not the place that they're wanting to be in, considering they need his scaling and his damage in the late game to milk himself out. But now Shozin's going to go on a backline just as we're talking about Dual Spirals. He's going to make sure that he becomes essentially irrelevant in this fight. Yikes as well pops his ultimate. Hoon will end up picking the kill on his Zelf on the backside. And now the cavalry from the Dino Riders, but more importantly, the damage has arrived. That's 4 members down. Always Green is the only one left, but the last snipe. That's going to be a triple kill going down for the Dino Riders, and with 30-second death timers, that could be the game.
Man, Hoon is so impressive on this. Tulin, he is landing all of his skill shots, getting perfect Thunderbirds, and Medic landing these Sunshine ultimates, and Violet landing a lot of her skill shots, doing so much damage with Tactical Fire. But Sojin and Yikes really carry that. They're able to go and distract and do so much damage into an uneven matchup. It was 2 versus 4, but they got so much AoE damage as Zenio, as Max, doing so much damage and sacrificing their lives and allowing their team to then clean up and get this ace was massive for the side of Dino Riders.
And I love Dino Riders' understanding of let's not go overzealous. They're able to take 2 high ground towers, so super minions are going to be coming down the waves in their favor. They're going to secure every single jungle, monster, and minion on the bottom side of the map. All the Sage jungle for One Trick has now been taken by the Dino Riders. They're going to loop themselves around because it is now the bottom's lane turn to go down.
Yeah, it is the bottom lane's turn to go down, and they're probably going to get this tower here. Lubu is by himself. Bruticus cannot defend this tower. He just needs to get out and not give a death order. Look how fast CLZ takes that tower. With Muramasa, that's a 45% armor pierce. Omni Arms gives extra burst damage. Every time Violet uses an ability, it makes the next attack do extra damage within 5 seconds. 100% more physical damage, actually, and that's an item that synergizes so well with Violet.
There's not a single member of One Trick that wants to go in at this point in time because the damage there. Look at that 953 crit coming out of CLZ. You can see the Violet steamrolling at this point in time. A whiffed ultimate coming out of Always Green. They're going to try to deny and wave clear, but you still have the range available on the Violet. She's still going to be able to do almost 400 damage despite the fact that it has damage reduction.
Yeah, look at that crit. 2,000 almost. The tower actually has close to 80% damage without a minion wave, but look at the damage she's doing onto it. She's able to whip it slowly away there and do damage, and they take the tower, and look at this is why Vi's so dangerous. George Power gets knocked out immediately and gets blown up. Fire is there. He's on the back line. Zelf is trying to get on the back line and do some damage, but Always Green falls by Yikes, and look at Dino Riders go. 3 members are only the ones left alive, but you've got the minions on the base, and just like that, it's going to be ignoring of the kills. Dino Riders walk away with game 1.